Hey guys, Anthony, 4x4 Diesel. It's Thursday the 25th of June, so this video is going to be almost like live. We're just going to do couple of important things, like as if we're going on a trip tomorrow, pre-trip checks under the bonnet. And I just want to say that I am taking a break. Doesn't mean I'm actually going away, but I just wanted to let you know I'm taking a break from now until the 13th of July, which is when the Victorian school holidays finish. So I'm spending time with the family, taking a break because I put in way too many hours. I'll still be releasing videos fairly regularly, but let's just assume this vehicle is going on a trip. This is our 120 Prado 2008, and obviously we've had it up on the hoist. You don't do your pre-trip check really on the last day. You do all your checks, all the stuff we sort of talked about in other videos. Look at things like what to look out for when buying a Prado. Service items and all, just go through it all. Like I said, it's like a big jigsaw puzzle, and there's still a lot more pieces to come. You've only got a small amount. So this is what I would do the day before I'm leaving on a trip in this vehicle, and I'd probably do this maybe not every day, depends what sort of driving, what terrain, and you wouldn't normally do this every day because you're close to home, right? But when you're traveling in the outback and remote places, if there's something wrong, you want to know about it ASAP so you can prevent it from getting worse, or so that you can rectify it before it causes a major problem. So every day, probably, if I was doing an outback trip, I'm going to come around here, I'm going to look under the bonnet here. Yeah, I'll just grab the light so then we can see what we're doing. And look, you can't see underneath, but look, most of things that are going to go wrong on a trip, a lot of them, more than half, are probably going to be under the bonnet. So I'm just going to look at everything. I'm going to go, yep, we've got plenty of brake fluid. It's right on the max line. Beautiful. If that's down it's going to be down a little bit because your brakes wear, but it's not going to go down overnight. If it's halfway, oh, we've got a problem, then you need to look further, right? So check the levels. I'm looking at the engine for any leaks, deterioration. No, there's no oil leaks. It's nice and clean. Okay. Everything around here is good. I'm going to top up the washer bottle because I'm going to need to wash the windscreen, all the bugs and stuff like that. I'm going to add in we've got the Trico concentrate washer solution that we use on services. You can also use it as window cleaner. It's probably the same thing. I'm not the chemist on that. Check your coolant level. You can see, yeah, right on the full line, nice and clean. Caps in the right spot. Everything's nice and clean. No wires hanging off. No, you're basically looking a quick check for leaks and deterioration, anything in here. And it helps if it's clean for you to be able to see, so you know what you're looking at, if you know what I mean. So we're going to come around here. No leaks, deterioration. The coolant, we're going to check the oil level, of course. Dipsticks around the other side on the Prado, on this side on the Hilux, whatever vehicle anyway. Have a look at your battery, make sure it's secure. Make sure your battery's not going to, it's not going anywhere. All your wires are secure. Your terminals, as always, beautiful. Make sure your lines, your fuel lines and stuff, nothing's rubbing. Engine diesel vibration, you've got to have clearance. This vehicle, when we acquired it many years ago, that hose was too long. You can see where it was rubbing, okay? Caught it just in time, right? And it's a bit of R&D. You can see through to the reinforcement in the rubber. Can you see that? I'll get the light right in the middle of the picture, right? Crazy. Yeah, so it was rubbing. If it got left, that would have eventually rubbed through. So what I did, I shortened the hose and I put that corrugated split tubing for in case it makes contact. So we've got full prevention there, right? Nothing's going to happen. It's reliable. The other one's short enough it can't touch. It's got about 10 mil clearance. I know it's hard for you to tell. It's got about 10 mil there. You can't get it to cause a problem, so don't worry about that. One quick thing I'll mention in this video, for people that talk about diff breathers, I've probably got another video. I've probably got another one that's coming and all that, but as far as diff breathers go, your front diff, the breather's already right there. It's up pretty high. You don't need to mess around with these things. We never see water in diffs, even the rear diff, the little cut works well, but I did get a bit nervous before some of the more extreme trips where there's known to be some deeper water crossings like the Cape and stuff. So I use the original, see that there, A for auto, right? That's off the automatic transmission. It's normally down behind the head. I just used a joiner and a bit of hose and just extended it up. So all I needed to buy is not some expensive diff breather extension kit and make it untidy and bolt things on. It's literally just a joiner, a piece of hose, and using the same OE. You know me and Genuine, I like it, right? But it's up nice and high. If you get water up behind your transmission at the top there behind the head at that height for any period of time, you're in some serious trouble anyway. But up here, you're in some you're floating away, literally. And look, I don't believe you just they don't get water in them anyway, guys. There's heaps of people that do. So just be careful of what you're spending money on, like usual. Just sort of mention that because you can see it there and you might be wondering what it is. And you can see we've just zip tied it. We've kept it away from any heated areas. It's got corrugated split tubing on it. And you can see it's just zip tied to that wiring loom there. That's what that is, guys. All right, batteries all in good condition. We do give them a good 240 volt charge before a trip because they're going to get hammered. Well, depends if we're driving every day, it gets pretty well looked after, but you know, sometimes the car gets parked. So anyway, guys, that's our under the bonnet checks. Just checking for any leaks, deterioration, checking all the fluid levels. Check your power steering level in this reservoir because look, you can't see it. You can't see through like the Hiluxes and the later Prados. You need to actually get that cap off. And we've got other videos explaining about those slight, very minor leaks that are probably not worth fixing. But be aware of that level because you might want to top it up before you go. I've already done that on this vehicle, so I should mention that. Bada bing. Fuel filters, the rear one's just been changed, okay? This vehicle's at what, 380k or something, so it's due every 20,000, just been changed, and we carry a spare anyway. This one, I think it's only done about 20,000, we change it every 40, or once a year, for whatever reason, too many vehicles. This one's only done about 20,000 in the last year. So we'll be carrying a spare filter, and it'll get changed in another 20,000, or you know, if another 6 or 12 months goes by, we'll probably change it anyway. Cheap insurance. All right, genuine for the under the bonnet one. We've got Ryco for the underneath ones, but I've noticed the quality of those, you know, I don't want to say too much, but it's seems to be going down. Anyway, price goes up, quality goes down. The genuine one underneath, very expensive at $100, so we need to look around at other options for the underneath fuel filter. Anyway, guys, that concludes this video. That's the quick have a check around each day while you're away on a trip. I hope that's been helpful. Just a reminder again, so I'm on leave now. I will be releasing videos and stuff like that fairly regularly. We've got another YouTube channel if you want to have a look at the touring side of it, some of the things we might be doing. It's like the 4x4 Diesel channel, except it's 4x4 Touring. All the same, 4x4 Touring, space Australia, 4x4 Touring Australia. Okay, so if you find that and subscribe, you'll be able to see what's going on when we do some trips and stuff like that. I'll be back on deck either way, you know, regardless of whether I'm away for a couple of days or not. We'll be back on deck on Monday, the 13th of July at the latest, possibly earlier, but if you can wait till then would be ideal. You can send me a text message before that if you're desperate or urgent or something, but I may not see it. There may be a lot of those and they may just get buried. You're just going to have to remind me again, Monday the 13th of July. Thanks for your support, guys. I hope you enjoy the videos that I release throughout the next couple of weeks, and have a great time watching. Bada bing, bada boom. See ya.